I haven't done one of these for a few weeks, and I wanted to give you a little bit of an update as to why and where our focus has been and what we've been working on. When I look back at July, which is where I guess the majority of the last entry was focused in on, it was a month which I guess I framed as a negative month, but actually it set me up for a really, really positive growth spurt, I guess, that we've had throughout August, which can now be sustained and grown. We have had a big shift in what we're focusing on. And the two things that I'm going to talk about in this to everybody are going to be around sales activity and then product. That's literally where my head has been for the last 2 weeks non-stop. And the kind of progress that we've made, both like from a sales point of view, but also from a business point of view, has been like astronomical, if I can use that word. It's crazy when you look at the numbers, and I'll share some of the details. I always do like a little written entry, and I'm going to share some of those details in the link below. It's just a Google Doc. You can go and check it out so you can see like the stats behind what we're doing. But as we left what was the quietest month, we made a real significant shift to make sure that although August is very much known as like the most toughest month to sell in, I wanted to kind of prove that wrong, because in like 2021 and 2020, August has always been a very, very strong month for us because my birthday's in July, I focus a lot of my time and effort of just relaxing and going away in that month. And then August, I come back all refreshed and I hit it. And I've almost found that there's a missed opportunity for people that don't focus in on that month. I know lots of people seem to be away. However, like if you look at the results and literally the math behind what we're doing, I mean, it's going to be amazing to see how September goes with this like increase in activity. But August, I've had just in the last 2 weeks, 41 strategy calls. So that's off the back of 3 workshops that we've ran, plus the replay being circulated quite continuously. It's actually live on this channel currently if you want to watch it. But to have 41 calls booked in 2 weeks is not insignificant whatsoever. And there are a few things that I believe have enabled us to do that. Number one is our message. So one of the things I'm very conscious of with all of our clients that we work with, but also for what we do as a business, is making sure that the message that we're putting out there in our marketing and our sales activity is relevant. This is something that I spoke about on yesterday's workshop in quite a lot of detail, but what I've noticed with lots of businesses that I'm having conversations with, and I'm listening so carefully to the way that they're explaining the issues that they're having, but one of the key common problems is the stuff that they're talking about, the message that they're hammering home is exactly the same as it was a year ago or 2 years ago. And that for me is a problem because the world is changing. And I know this is quite like weird to say, I guess, but your product and service can always stay the same. Yes, you want to adapt it. Yes, you want to improve it. Yes, you want it to get better. That's what I'm going to talk about in a second of how we've been doing that. But your message of how you frame your product and service and why people need it at different points throughout a year as time goes on is what you will see if you do consciously change it, like spikes activity, because that's what we've done. So like in May, June and July, we were very much focused in on this messaging around prospecting, engaging and posting. Like if you're using LinkedIn to generate business, they're the 3 things that you need to do. Now, after careful analysis around that specific message, I realized that what we were actually doing is reinforcing bad behavior. Most people sitting there listening to that message, where previously it's really hit home. Like previously, there wasn't 88,000 people on LinkedIn trying to teach you how to use LinkedIn, right? Like now we're in a mode where everyone's saying the same thing. So everyone had really lynched onto prospect, engage, post. People are talking about it all over the internet. We were no longer different. We were blending in with everybody else. So we made the conscious decision to change that, because people were sitting there and they go, well, yeah, I already am sending messages. I already am building my network. I already am engaging. I already am posting. And so what we were doing is we were telling them stuff that they already knew. And therefore, when it came to looking at the product at the end of a workshop or at the end of a strategy call, it wasn't logical for them to take the next step because they didn't see like the difference that we would be able to make. So what we did was, and we're always going to be doing this moving forward, is we changed the message. Suddenly it wasn't about prospect engaging and posting. It was about product. It was about process, and it was about promotion. It was about the stuff that really does make the difference. And this message has seen us go from converting, like it wasn't a bad conversion rate on those workshops, which was about like 7 or 8%. But now we're converting at 25 and 30%. Like yesterday, I had the lowest turnout of the month in terms of webinar numbers. I moved it from a Sunday, which was, I was hoping to be able to run it on the weekend. I had some personal things come up. So I moved it to a Friday. So I lost some registrations there because that naturally happens. But I had about 27, 26 of potential buyers on that workshop. And we've had 6 calls booked in off the back of that workshop. So you do the math, right? The percentages are there, they're improved. And that is on a message that I've exhausted this month. I've been hammering it home day in, day out. So next month, we're going to do a slight change. We're going to have a slight variation on those workshops. The month after, we're going to do the same. And that for us is what's seen us really spiking in activity and is going to enable us to sustain it. Because as we're spending time speaking to customers, as we're spending time speaking to prospects on the strategy, we're starting to really understand what makes them tick and what they need and what needs to happen for them to be able to make that buying decision. So this is where it comes into like this first key point that I want to make when it comes to this stuff. And it's all around like immersing yourself in what it is that you do. So the more that you know, the more you will earn from this stuff. So especially in marketing like us, I am geeking out on this stuff like every single day right now. And that focus is enabling me to pick out information that I've never previously seen. And it's enabling me to speak in a language that everyone's understanding and they're getting, and it's hitting home, which is what has seen us go from having like 3 or 4 new customers in July for our academy to 28 this month. That's the difference, where we've just crossed 200 members, huge point with what we're doing. And as we move that to 300 and 400, again, we're going to have to keep adapting what we're doing. That's just common sense, really, if we think about it. But when was the last time we looked at our message prior to like the middle to the end of July? Probably beginning of the year in reality. So now it's going to be a conscious decision to be able to do that, and to now look into, as we move into Q4 and as we move into 2023 and Q1 and Q2 there, what's the message is going to hit home? Where I logically am already predicting the fact that like we're going into a recession, we're going into tough times. So people's spends are going to reduce. Always happens. Happened in the last one, it's going to happen in this one. So how can we as a business really showcase how much value we offer? And how can we keep standing out in marketplaces which are going to become more and more competitive, and prices are going to keep being squeezed and squeezed? The second thing that I've really been focusing on, and what we've been focusing on as a whole company, to be fair, is the way that our products are delivered. So again, something that I noticed through running the Instagram agency at the beginning, then moving into the content agency, and now doing the digital marketing services that we offer right now, is that if you don't consistently adapt and improve, you fall behind. And so with our education product, we have been working on this now for like 6 months. But in August, I've taken the time where I've not been on sales activity because it's been a bit quieter because customers have been away. I've been able to really focus in and reevaluate the whole product. And I've been working like literally countless hours with Nick on this, and also the team, to be fair, getting insights into where we can improve, how we can structure, and how we can lay out the next steps for the way that we're going to position the product. And the way that it's looking, I can't share too much details around it right now, but I will do as we move forward. The way that our product is moving is very much into a system-based approach, very much tech-driven, with the support alongside it, which then basically just puts it on steroids. And I've realized that it's that combination which is going to allow us, one, to increase like pricing because the value is going to go through the roof, but also to increase results. there's a reason in August why we've seen more customer results than any previous month. We've seen like 125% increase on customer results compared to June. July, I'm kind of disregarding because it was already around, but compared to June, 125% in the amount of case studies, testimonials, and positive wins that we've had outside of the community. This is not like through luck. This is planned, and it's because of the level of support we're able to offer, because of the way that our business model is stacked. And I will never, ever stop offering that support purely because it's what makes us different. Being able to find someone's message makes us different. Being able to put out a sales process and have the training teach people how to do it properly makes us different. Being able to review webinars and workshops that people do to a way that we can know what they need to be saying to be able to get their ideal clients to listen. That's what makes us different. And it's being able to do that in a way that's scalable, which is the challenge. And this is the stuff that I'm always looking at. So this one, really, I wanted to focus in on where our activity's been. And it's been very much on sales and it's very much been on product. They're the two things that I always look to really narrow down in on when other people seem to be kind of away, traveling, having fun. My head goes very much, how can I take advantage of the situation now so we can then accelerate as we move into September, October, November, December. Within this last couple of weeks, there have been two big lessons that I've taken away. This has come from my own learnings, but also from speaking to clients. Number one is the importance of like immersing yourself into what you do. Like the nitty gritty detail, like really understand and earn the right to move forward. With whatever service, with whatever product that you do, you need to know it. You need to really, especially if you're at our stage where we're a small business looking to grow. I have to know the ins and outs. Nick has to know the ins and outs. Our team needs to know the ins and outs. Sam needs to know the ins and outs. The more we know what we're looking to accomplish and how to do it, the more detail we have around it, the better our offering becomes. And it's why I spend so much time looking into every single campaign, digging into every single strategy call to really identify, one, what's going to make the difference. So where focus needs to go for our clients and prospects is going to make the difference. And then number two, what we need to be talking about to gain people's attention. You can no longer just put content out and hope you're going to get some results from it. You need to have a process that works. And that's what we've been honing in on. So that's lesson number one, immerse yourself, become so knowledgeable around what it is that you're offering or what it is that you're doing that nobody can doubt it, like really own it. And then number two is building your conversion assets. Like that has been the thing that has changed the game for us. We now have three specific areas where we can generate sales, three specific areas that we can generate sales. Number one is our live workshops. That one's common. You've heard me talk about it a lot. That is our best converting one right now. It is absolutely killing it. Number two is our audit. So with our agency, what we're looking at doing is we send direct messages out to people just with social media evaluation. So we evaluate what people are doing well, where they could do better, and what their competitors are doing so they can make a real considered decision as to whether they want to invest their time and money into changing it or whether it's just not the right time. Both are fine, but what they do know is how credible we are because of the level of the information we're able to go into on them. And then the third one then is going down the generic email marketing process into a strategy call. So go from email marketing to strategy. Again, these are all linked together. They're not like in silos. So if you're on the list, you get offered out the audits, you get offered out the workshops, you get offered out the strategy calls. It all comes from that email list, that central system. And these are all things that we're helping all of our clients get into place right now. But it's something that even if you're not working with us directly, take the time to think about it. What is the process? What is the journey that you're going to take people on to get them to a point where buying from you, if they're the right person, is a total and utter no-brainer? That's where my head is at right now. And I'm doing lots and lots of little vlog entries like this. Some of them I'm releasing, some of them I'm not. But it's really helping me like kind of get this off my chest. So I hope it has been valuable to you just listening to me go on about it. If you have any topics that you want me to talk about, then put it in the comment section. If you do like this type of content, could you do me a favor and hit that like button just so I can see? I don't tend to ask for that sort of stuff normally, but it's always nice to know if this is the sort of stuff that you're looking for. And then please do subscribe if you're not already. I'd be very grateful. I think that's it. for today. I hope that one's been helpful. I'm going to try and turn this around and get it live straight away. And have a good weekend. Have a good bank holiday. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Peace.